Good morning. Today we're going to talk about the Frankford Arsenal Armory wet tumbler. As you see, it's right here. I'm going to go back to the camera and give you a close-up view of that. We're also going to talk about all the the extra equipment that's needed to buy, which is not a lot of stuff. I don't want to scare you, but we'll take a look at it. Okay, this is a close-up view of what you get with the Frankford Arsenal Armory wet tumbler when you buy it. You're going to get the drum, the motor, and a bag of pins. And that's all you get in the package. Now this little device here, the magnet, which this releases the pins, and this gives you the magnetization so you pick them up. Okay? So this is separate. Now this is, I think it's like $49. I'm not sure. You're going to have to check it online to see. But this is important that you get this. Don't forget this is the most important thing. If you come home with this stuff and you don't have nothing else, you can get by. You can get the job done. But I'm going to show you some of the other stuff that you need. Okay, I'm going to stop the camera and then we're going to show you a close-up of everything. Okay, here's another device that you're going to need when you're tumbling the brass. This is made by Cabela's. It's a unique device. It's the same thing you would use on dry tumbling. You would take and separate your media, just like you would do for that. And it's back and forth motion to get rid of all the stuff. Now this here, instead of the media, you're going to be separating the steel pins from the brass. And with those pins inside the brass, which everybody thinks that it could be dangerous because you're not going to get all the pins out. I haven't had any problems at all. I've checked, a lot of brass, and it's it doesn't take any effort at all for the pins to come out of the brass when you do it properly. What you're going to do is you're going to fill this up with about halfway of water, and then you're going to dump everything into this basket. But make sure you don't do such a large amount that you can't fit it all in. I can do about 1,000 rounds all at one time with 223s, and I don't have too much problem at all. They all fit. So you can buy this at Cabela's. Cabela's actually has their name on it. It's right up here. You push it down, you lock it down, and then you just spin it inside so water don't splash all over the place. And we'll get into that later as I show you how we do it. So that's another extra feature you gotta buy. Okay, the next two things that you need is 2 buckets. And I don't think anybody's got a problem getting a hold of these babies. I've got them where I work. A lot of you people probably got ways of getting 5-gallon buckets. So, look around on the streets. Some people have them on the curbside. You pick them up. That's kind of how a lot of people get them, I guess. But I've got them from work. They're just paint buckets. You're going to need this for separating everything that comes out of that drum. All right. The drum's got the beads and the brass in there and a lot of water. So you're going to have to separate it back and forth a little bit until you get it separated good enough to put in the Cabela's tumbler. Otherwise you're going to have just one big mess if you do it right off the bat. So this is what I do. Other people do it a little differently. So this is no big deal. They're probably free with most people. You can buy them at Lowe's. I think they're like $5 a pail. It's not a big deal. Okay, you're going to also need some brass, right? Otherwise you're not going to be able to do anything. There's pretty filthy brass here. I've seen worse. There's cobwebs in them and everything else. These have primers in them, and I recommend to take them out so that you can clean the primer pockets. It's not recommended. Years ago there used to be steel involved with the primer, inside, and nowadays everything is brass, so you don't have to worry about cleaning the flash holes. People get real anal about it and they want to get that clean, and myself on it, I like to keep it clean too. So, but in this case, I'm going to just clean these things here to show you how this thing works. So let's get on with it. Okay, we're going to get on with getting this job done. One thing I want to mention is that right now this thing is dry. We don't have any water in it or nothing, but usually when you're doing the job of wet tumbling, a lot of cases this is going to be wet. So what you want to do is you want to dry off the threads with a towel. And by doing that, you won't have any trouble with this thing leaking. Okay, let's get on with the next step. Okay, I'm going to go through this thoroughly so that you probably don't need all this information, but you got these little baskets that got slits in it that leaves all the water out, leaves all, all your pins out, but it doesn't leave the brass out. That's how the stuff gets separated when you dump it all. Alright, for right now we're going to take and we're going to put the seal cap on, which is plexiglass, stick that on top, and screw this all down. And then you make them snug. And that's all it's to it. Now that is done after you fill it full of brass. So we're going to fill it up with brass. So that's pretty tight. It doesn't take much to make it sealed. And then just fill this thing up with brass. I shouldn't say fill it up. I'd say just put roughly 1,000 rounds in there. Okay, I didn't want to bore you. I put the rest of them in there. It's a little tricky without spilling them on the floor, but we got them all in there. So you just put the cap on. Actually, just for right now, you're going to take that off anyway. And then we're going to take it over to the sink. Okay, here's two other things you need. You need the Lemmy Shine, which you can see in the video here, the Dawn detergent, and we're going to put a squirt of the Dawn into the drum, and then 1 tablespoon of Lemmy Shine. Okay, I think you can all see me pretty good here. The first thing I'm going to do is take this cap off. And I'm going to fill this up a little bit with water. Kind of nice to have a hose type deal here. So I'm not going to sit here forever and bore you with that. Give you ideas. So now I'm going to put the Lemmy Shine in. And then I'm going to put about that much of Dawn in there. Just a squirt, not a real big one. Put too much in there, you get too many suds. You'll plug up your drain. So, alright. I'm not going to bore you with filling it up. It takes a while to fill it up, so I'm going to stop the camera. Okay, we got this filled up with water. Don't put it right to the top. Leave it right at this rim right here, so it got a little bit of room to breathe when it's spinning. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like the guy said, we're going to dry off the threads. Okay, it wasn't too bad. We'll put the cover on. Lock it down. You want to make this pretty firmly tight. I mean, you got to put some effort into it, because we want to see if that theory is right. If you dry off the threads, that helps from leakage. All right, we go to the next step. Okay, I've got this here now where everything's dried off, so you got the idea how to do that. Now we're going to put the pins in and show you how to do that. And that's done by a magnet like this. Now some of the pins are going to fall off. You might get them all, so be careful. You're going to have to just stick it in the hole, hold on to it right here, and then release it. And you go down and get some more, shake off all the loose ones a little bit, and bring it over to the hole, dump it. Get it all off, see? Again. And that's how that's done. I probably have to do about 12 times to get them all in there. So, okay, all the pins are in. The magnet here. We're going to take this and seal it up. Put the top on. Tighten it up real good. I always like to over tighten it. You don't want to bust it. It'll take a lot of pressure to bust it. I've done quite a few of these and I haven't had anything go wrong. So, alright, now it's just a matter of taking this, putting it on the motor. Just like that. Okay. Looking for any drippage coming out of the covers. And it doesn't appear to have any of that coming out now. Now I do want to mention that they don't want you to put over 30 pounds in there. The total weight is 30 pounds at the very most. We're well under that. So now it goes up to 3 hours for tumbling. You don't need 3 hours. 3 hours is way overkill. So now you might need 3 hours if you don't use the beads or the pins. If you want to just use Lemmy Shine and the Liquid Dawn and skip the pins, you can do that. I've tried that. It works. But not as good. So that's why you crank it up to 3 hours, and then it seems to do not too bad. If you want to get them clean, you're not that fussy, you can do it that way. But if you want to do a thorough job with the primer pockets, now we're talking primer pockets and all the brass, the outer edge, everything, inside, everything, nice and clean. You want to use the pins, because that's what gets it clean. So we're going to use 2 hours on here, and you're not going to watch this for 2 hours, but I'm going to turn it on. You can see it's pretty noisy. That's the only bad thing about it. It's pretty noisy, but what are you going to do? I mean, it's a lot of stuff spinning here. So I'm going to turn it off, or not turn it off, turn it on, and then go back to the camera, turn that off, and then when it's all done, we'll finish up. There's 2 hours. Okay, this is where you can see the beads inside tumbling around. But you get pretty clean when you're just about to the end. Okay, it just shut off, and now we're ready to dump it. We're gonna take it off the top here. First thing we're gonna do is take this top off. This is where it gets a little messy. Now I use these screens. Stick that on top. Stick that inside. Put this on. Now that doesn't have to be tight or anything. Now we're going to take and we're going to pour this in the bucket. Look how black it is. You know, there's pins and stuff falling into that bucket. All we want to do is tip it over. And the other bucket. And then screw the top. Oops. Flip it over. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Okay, take this top off inside the bucket. Grab our screen and put it on the other side. Screw it on. Pull out the water. Okay, you're going to spill a few pins on the floor, but you're going to be able to take the magnet and pick them up later on. So now we're going to take this. First of all, let's go back to putting this in the sink. Now what you want to do is you want to spray these down and get some of that rinse through that so that you don't have all that soap suds in there. Get all the crud out of there. Okay, now I'm going to take it and flip it over. And do the other side. Now we got an empty pail here. Doesn't have anything, a little bit in there. There's a few beads in the bottom. I call them beads. They're stainless steel pins. So we're going to take this out of here. So. Actually, we should take the bucket, put it on the floor. Now you don't want to spray this out inside the sink because you're going to spray all the pins down the drain. So this has to be done in the buckets. Keep that in mind, it's very important. Don't make the mistake of spraying it down in the sink. Alright? Very important factor. Alright, we're going to come back, go do the next step. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take that container that's got all the brass in it, the actual drum that's in the bucket. We're going to spill it into this basket. I'm going to go over there and get it right now. We're going to see how successful we are without making a mess. Top off. Just going to put this in the sink for right now. And then we're going to take, real carefully, we're probably going to get some of these steel pins going to fall on the floor. We're pretty well maxed out in this thing right now. You probably don't want to do this many. You can see how they're spilling out. That's why you got a bucket, otherwise they get all over the floor. All the pins fall out. There's a couple laying on the floor, it ain't too bad. So I'm going to take this here, put it up on top. Make sure it's snapped in. Bring this ahead. Make sure it's locked down in place. And now we're going to now what this is doing is going into the water and it's washing the brass, rinsing it off. At the same time, all the steel pins are going down to the bottom of the water. We'll go reverse. The only thing I wish they would have done is made this a little bit more sturdier. It's kind of flimsy. There's probably better ones out there. But this was pretty reasonable priced and it works. I got by with it for quite a while. So you rotate this back and forth for, I'd say give it about 15 minutes worth of a good bath. And then what we'll do is we'll open this up and we'll see how much suds are in there. There's no suds at all. It looks pretty good. So we can continue to do this. I'll turn the camera off now and then I'll finish this up and then we'll spill them out on the floor on some towels. And then we'll inspect them, see how clean they got. Okay, I'm going to bring it over here and dump it now. Forgot to mention you got to sprinkle the water out. You're gonna have a lot of water in here yet. Wow, are you kidding me? Look at how clean this is. It's unbelievable. It's like brand new. Wow. There's going to be some water in these. So what you gotta do, so what I usually do is I fold this up like this. Put it in a bag. Run it around like so. It kind of dries it off a little bit. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah. Just spread them out amongst the blanket or the towel here. And then what I'm going to do is put the fan on them. And turn this fan on. There. It's wide open. So basically, that's it. I mean, they're just beautiful. Couldn't ask for better. I mean, they're as clean as you can get. So, now the rest is just cleaning up the stuff. I'll show you what it looks like. This is what we got in the tank. There's no soap suds in there or nothing. All the pins are at the bottom. And if we would have had pins that were in the brass itself, you would have seen them on the rug or the blanket there. And there's no evidence of any pins whatsoever that's laying on this towel anywhere. So they all really sufficiently came out. Nothing to worry about. I'm going to turn that fan off a little so that you can hear better. But like I said, these are very efficiently done. There's no pins laying on the towel whatsoever. There again, if you would have deprimed them, took the primers out, you would have had the primer pockets just as clean as the outside and the inside. You know, so I don't know if I mentioned this, but these are 45 caliber ACPs. I think I did. So I don't have much more to say other than clean up your equipment. And if you do drop some pins on the floor, just use the magnet to go around the floor and just pick them up, and you shouldn't have any problem. I've done this probably, I don't know, 50 times already, cleaning brass, and I don't think I lost hardly any pins. I think I lost a few in the sink one time. And when you spill those pails out, what I did is I took them outside. It's just soap is all it is. You just dump it outside in the driveway or something. Don't put it on grass or anything, or any flowers. Or just dump it where you think is safe so it doesn't hurt anybody. And that way you're not, messing up your sink with all the soap suds. There's just way too many soap suds. So this pretty much wraps it up. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope I explained it thoroughly. Probably got a little carried away on some of it, but this is how I learned. I learned off of YouTube. And by the way, just so you guys know, YouTube is raising some cane with all the small channels out there. You can see it, if you go to YouTube and do a search, you'll find out what the problem is. I guess they don't like small channels. They want you to have 1,000 subscribers and 400 or 4,000 hours of watch time as you viewers, so that week and get paid. Well, I don't want to get paid. It does, you know, I didn't get into this to get paid, because you don't make anything on YouTube anyway unless you're one of them guys that put on hate videos and all this crap that nobody should see. Yeah, everybody's going to watch that stuff, but now they're hurting us and they're knocking us off. So when they can't make any money off of us as little independents, you will no longer get videos to be able to watch on YouTube so that you can learn from. So I just give you the heads up on that one. You know, so I'm not begging you to subscribe to me or anything like that, because I'll never meet the criteria that they're looking for. I'll just play their game and see how far it takes me. I'll keep making videos, and when they pull the plug, everything I worked for 7 years is down the toilet. It just goes out the door. So thanks, YouTube, appreciate it. And thank you guys for subscribing, I appreciate it. I thank you for watching our channel, really appreciate it. So I'm going to sign off now, and you guys have a great day.